Hello, hello, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're gonna We're gonna read for just this week, and now figure out what we're gonna do. Start on next week. For this week, we're just gonna read the first part of Solomon's, story, and it's gonna be called Solomon's Wisdom, based on 1 Kings, chapter 3. Solomon, the first of David's sons to honor his father and the Lord, is now the holy anointed king of Israel. He takes 3 immediate actions to solidify the status of the kingdom. His 3 steps will mark the rest of his rule. First, to cement an alliance with Egypt, Solomon takes Pharaoh's daughter as a wife. Then, since his father David had not been allowed to build a temple for God, Solomon makes plans for a temple that will be fitting a house for the creator of the universe. Finally, he goes to the altar at Gibeon to make the sacrifices and seeks God's blessing. There he prays to God at the altar all night long. That night Solomon has a dream. "What would you ask of me, son of my servant David?" "Divine King, I would only ask for a wise heart to help me govern your people and distinguish between right and wrong." So, here is God sitting on the throne in front of him and asks him, "What would you ask of me?" Now, most people are like, "Oh, I want to be rich," or "make me the king of all the land," or, there's tons of things he could ask for. "Make me live forever," or, tons. And instead, he asked God, bless him with a wise heart. That way he can, distinguish people from right and wrong. And, his wisdom would be great after this. And, he would use it for good, not for evil. He wants to use it for good. You could have asked for riches, long life, or the deaths of your enemy. Instead, you asked for wisdom. So I will give you what you asked for. You will have the wisdom like no man before you, but I will also give you what you did not ask for. You will have all the riches and honor like no king before you. And if you follow my commands, I will grant you a long life. So this is cool because, God's like, you didn't ask for riches or long life or any of this. He asked for something greater, and not only is he going to bless him with wisdom, that no man has ever experienced before, but he's also going to bless him with riches and honor and a long life as long as he, obeys God. I mean, it's just incredible. When Solomon wakes up at the altar next morning, he praises the Lord for promising him such great blessing. He prays that God will help him use his wisdom to help his people. Soon afterward, God gives him the opportunity to test his wisdom. 2 poor women each had a baby at the same time. Now, this is a great story. Some people have heard of this, some people have not. And this is also proof of Solomon's wisdom. So they had 2 poor women have a baby at the same time. One mother's baby had died, and she now claims the other baby has her own, but nobody knows who the real mother is. So one of the babies died, and nobody knows who's the real mother because they both claim to be. "It's my baby." "No, here, hers is the one that died." "Well, since we have no way to tell who's lying, there's only one thing to do. They'll have to share the baby. Bring me a sword. 1 half for each of you." "No, don't. Just give the baby to the other woman. Please don't kill him." "That's what I wanted to know. The true mother would rather lose her child to another than let him be killed. Take your baby and back and be happy." When the people of Israel heard of Solomon's wise stratagem to find the true mother, they were in awe because they knew he spoke with God's wisdom. And we have this right here, Solomon's Proverbs. So I'm going to read this. "Trust in the Lord, not your own abilities. Follow him, and he will make your path straight. The more you are corrected, the more you learn. Only foolish people think they are perfect. A soft answer turns away wrath, but a harsh word stirs up anger. A good attitude is a good medicine, but a broken spirit dries up your bones. A true friend is one who sticks by you, especially when the times are hard. A good reputation is better than great riches, to be respected better than silver or gold. These are Solomon's proverbs based on Proverbs. With his God-given wisdom, Solomon wrote many simple sayings to teach people how to live. So if you want to, Solomon is one of the greater, if you go read Proverbs and stuff, which is, what Solomon's a lot of his great, as it's just said, it's great words on how to teach us how to live a life and things. I recommend reading that. Shoot, we might even read it on here, because some of the things he says is incredible and trying to teach us how to live the right life. Solomon's season based on Ecclesiastes 3. There is a time for everything and a season for every activity under heaven. A time to be born and a time to die. A time to plant and a time to uproot. A time to kill and a time to heal. A time to tear down and a time to build. A time to weep and a time to laugh. A time to mourn and a time to dance. A time to scatter stones and a time to gather them. A time to embrace and a time to refrain. A time to search and a time to give up. A time to keep and a time to throw away. A time to tear and a time to mend. A time to be silent and a time to speak. A time to love and a time to hate. A time for war and a time for peace. He has made everything beautiful in its time. Everything God does will endure forever. So, very incredible story. We've already, in just reading the first story of Solomon, I've already witnessed great wisdom from him. So we might continue Solomon's story, and next week, and that's what we're gonna start on. Probably is what I'm probably gonna do, and see how far his wisdom goes, and how his story and his life with God. I thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you learned something, and as always, take it easy, and I'll see you guys next week.